Richard Haigh. I'm the Director of Operations EMEA for Vantage Data Centers. At the moment, I'm currently working in data centers in London. I'm part of the wider EMEA team. We have a team of, I think, 8 directors around EMEA running various data centers from London to Frankfurt, down to Milan, Zurich, down to South Africa. We're not stuck with one particular type and brand. We'll put a data center wherever that data center needs to be. Our data centers in London tend to be urban data centers squeezed into existing parcels of land. Our data centers in Cardiff, for example, in Newport, tend to be more greenfield, big, wide open spaces, either existing factories that we've converted or fresh out of the ground. Data centers tend to be a lot bigger scale as well, as opposed to what we do in London, which is more sort of urban, cloud, edge-based type locations. Ireland tends to be a mixture of all of those things, depending on where you can get land and, more importantly, power. And Frankfurt, the same, tends to be huge conurbations of data centers, but they tend to be greenfield on large industrial sites.
So when you think of a data center, the standard data center you think of is a monstrous building that's full of wires and is generally, not super attractive. But you've got three in London.
Yeah, LHR 21, our first out of the ground in London, is a multi-story data center. It's 5 stories of data halls, 1 story of mechanical plant on the roof, and 1 story of electrical plants on the ground floor. So it's a 7-story data center squeezed into a 1.2 acre site. The actual footprint sits on 1 acre of that 1.2 acre site. So it's probably the most compact data center I've ever been in, and I've worked in some data centers across the world, including places like Hong Kong, where you've only got vertical, you have no land to go on, and it's getting into those kind of extremes. So we squeezed 20 megawatts into that data, so 20 megawatt IT into that space, which is a hell of a feat if you think about it, including sprinkler tanks underground, including generators in a modular shell on the rear, and then free cooling chillers on the roof. So we kind of used every square inch of that data center to provide MEP services to serve those data racks.
As you look forward to 2030, maybe 2035, what is the ideal data center of the future?
I think our data centers will end up behind the meter. What I mean by that is we'll be producing electricity either through gas plants or through power stations, through solar, wind, hydrogen, perhaps, that kind of thing, waste to energy. We'll be then balancing the grid using whatever's left over we're not using in the data center. That will lower our costs, but again, make us more competitive on the global marketplace.